All right, Stovetop Podcast. It's your favorite day of the week, Stovetop Saturday, and we're back for another one. I just want to give a quick shout out to the homies that tearing it up racing for the sponsorship, and shout out to them. Race season starts soon. If you guys want to introduce yourselves, guys, and we'll jump right into it.
Yeah, we're the Cavernous. I'm Rob.
Jesse.
I honestly, for the longest time, was pronouncing your guys' name wrong. Yeah, I was like reading it like the carnivores, and I'm like, man, like the guy's type of music is really really weird for their type for their name. I was like, kind of just going off of that, like, um, your guys' genre of music is definitely different. I went and checked it out again before we sat down, and I
What
like
did you
it.
listen to? Because it has changed. We've been evolving.
Oh shit, it was one of your guys' music videos.
Okay.
I can't remember which one it was. I should have taken notes with it.
It's all good.
But yeah, like you guys really stuck out. The originality with things. I don't know how else to go about it, man. Like you guys stuck out to me really really well. So I guess we're gonna jump it right into it with like, where did your guys' musical journey start?
COVID.
Sorry?
COVID.
Oh, really? So
Well, it was like a couple months before COVID, we were jamming. It was one of those classic things where, like, I kept on inviting different friends to come out and try.
Well, even before that, like he had a prog rock band, heavy prog rock band, and he's just trying to get people up to shows. Like, oh, come on up to the show. I'll give you a ride up to Vernon or whatever. And then we would just get talking about music. Like, oh, you haven't heard fucking Tortoise? You got to listen to Tortoise or whatever. And
Yeah. We trade bands back and forth, like at shows and stuff. And he was actually in a band with my roommates, who I was also in a band with. So we'd like always meet at smoke breaks in between while they were rehearsing and stuff, and yeah, talk about bands and stuff. And then, I was trying to get people out for a project that I was trying to rebuild called Lake Man. And he was the only guy that kept showing up. So, and we noticed we both had like a lot of electronic goodies. So we're like, let's do something electronic. It's something neither of us have really done. It's not new to us now, but when we started, we didn't really. I've never been in a fully electronic band.
Yeah, the only rule off the get go was no strings.
Yeah. Yeah, so just like the original principle was to be like live electronica and see where it goes. In the beginning, it was like, because it was COVID, we were like writing a lot of like really like, we were just sitting in our jam spot, like writing these really repetitive, like trancy, groovy kind of, I don't know what you'd call it, vibe shit, you know? And then when we'd play live, we would clear the room because, people are there to party and they don't want to hear like, just, like, it's cool enough music, but it kind of killed the vibe when we'd play live. So a lot of the stuff that's available online is from that era.
Right.
And we've been slowly kind of working our way up to what we've become now. Like now we're like singing and it's more like songs and it's still electronica, but it's like a hybrid. Like we have an album coming out end of April and it's our first like real dish of what we've been up to.
Yeah,
Nice.
those are all songs we play live. We what was I gonna say? We used to be entirely instrumental.
Right.
So I used to describe our band as somewhere between space rock and like 80s horror movie soundtrack. But it's really evolved from there and kind of gotten heavier and a little less meandering.
Yeah, more dynamic.
So when did you guys discover tables? Like in general, when did you guys start messing around with like beat pads and etc.?
Well, that's actually the thing. We actually play like instruments. Like Jesse, when he plays drums on a live electric kit. And like I actually like we played like actual synthesizers. Nothing's really like pre-programmed that much. There's some looping that we do and like some sequencers that we follow, but in general, we don't really do the traditional like. I wouldn't know what to do with a turntable if you put it in front of me, you know.
Yeah.
No shade.
No DJ gear.
Yeah, no shade to DJs, but that's not. I grew up in bands. Like I've played in like every kind of band you can think of, from like punk and death metal to like, you know, folk and jazz. So this is just another path for me to try something that was weird and that I didn't really understand.
100%. Well, and see, like on my end of things, like to be honest, I honestly would have thought like y'all would have had the synths and you know the pads and you know going hard with stereotypical house trance music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it's never really been the 4 on the floor thing, right? Like like the driving kick or whatever.
Yeah, we've been asked to play like a couple like rave parties, and once again, we just usually cleared the room because we're kind of spooky and there's no drops or back in that era. But in the last couple years, it's like we've actually really started to hold our own live, but we just haven't had time to record the stuff that we're doing live within the last couple years. This album at the end of the month is going to be that. Like our last album last year was we put out an album over the phone. To hear it, you have to call.
Really?
Yeah.
It was a fake hold music sequence. So you call it out and it says, "Oh, please hold. Thank you for calling. Like your call is important to us." And it's here as it goes.
And it's all in the vein of like hold music, like chill, like shit, like very liminal, like. But that was just like we were just like wanted something to do one winter that was weird, and instead of like because we were still working on reorganizing the band, so we kind of came up with this weird like.
Well, it started as a goof and evolved more and more serious as we went along.
Yeah,
that's awesome, though, man. Like,
but it's like none of it we play live though.
Yeah, we don't play that live because it's boring, right? Like it's headphone music.
I mean, I think like I get it because like for you guys to play live for like the songs that you guys do have out now, it's a tight niche of people, you know what I mean? It's like, all right, like if y'all are looking for a spooky trance vibe and y'all are doing that thing, sure, give us a call. But 9 times out of 10, y'all are wanting like,
yeah,
you know what I mean, right? Like,
we mainly play with like psych rock bands. Love playing with us because it's like kind of trippy and psychedelic and spooky.
Yeah, or like the heavier end of trip hop or something.
Yeah, actually, like we're doing a show like because these new songs are a lot heavier. We're doing like a bunch of shows with like straight up extreme metal bands at the end of the month this year. And I mean, I'll play with anyone. I'm open to it, but
welcome to the Stovetop, man. So leading off of that, where'd you guys' stage name come from?
We were originally going to be a different name.
Killifant.
Yes. Like ended up throwing back and forth a million names, and the Cavernous came out of that.
Well, there's this grindcore band from Kelowna that I'm like obsessed with. They put out one album in like 2007 or 8 or some shit. They're called The Murderous. And I love their band so much, and I always thought it was cool to have something us, like a murder us, or like just having that. Is that a suffix? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they put out this really great album back then. It was a concept album about a demon who possessed different people and got them to do really crazy shit. And each song is a different a different host that this one demon moves through.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such a good album. If you look it up, it's The Murderous. It's The Murderous. It's self-titled, but yeah, so, and then when we were doing like the really droney kind of like vibey stuff when we first started, it kind of had like a lot of washiness. So I was like, this is like a cave, the Cavernous.
I
don't know.
I mean, yeah, I think it sticks. I think like it's something that you can remember for sure, especially with your guys' music too. It's two and two together. Oh fuck, you know what I mean? So did you guys grow up around music, or was that something like that you guys could discover later on?
I mean, yeah, neither of my parents played music, but my dad was like a college radio DJ.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
shit.
he was deep into like weird progressive rock. So like I grew up on Yes and Emerson, Lake and Palmer and Gino Vanelli and Frank Zappa and just weird shit.
No clue.
He showed me Gino Vanelli recently. That shit is crazy. Like,
oh, I found the Popper in Paradise vinyl. I found it at the Redland Flea Market.
It's just it's like cocaine, the 70s. It's prog rock, but it's like something you could still put on around your mom. It's so weird.
Yeah,
it's such a weird.
Yeah, listen to the track Mama Coco.
Yeah, oh my god, Mama Coco's so good.
Try and follow that drummer. This is really good.
And I would say like you can tell like he's an Italian. Like Italian music.
Yeah, it's fucking music.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. For me, I
smooth synth music.
Yeah. Fuck Gino, I forgot about him for a minute. For me, I from a very young age, music just kind of possessed me. My mom has all these like funny stories of me whenever a band I'm from Alberta, so like we were at West Ed one year around Halloween, and they had a band playing in West Ed or whatever, and I was like 2 or 3 years old, and I was in this like little bunny costume, and it possessed me. Like I just started losing control and dancing and flailing my arms, and like people made this big circle around me of this like flailing, crazy dancing bunny, and it happened like all throughout my whole childhood. I remember that feeling of like it's happening, like, and just like the music taking me over and like not being able to like hold back my excitement. But yeah, like later on when I grew up, I found the three dudes in my little town in Alberta, and out there it was all metal. So that's how I cut my teeth, is playing in like metal bands, death metal bands.
You're the only bass player in town.
Yeah, I was the only guy who played bass in town, so I was in all 4 bands in town because they all needed a bass player.
It's interesting, like, outside of the rappers and stuff, but it's interesting how a lot of artists outside, like I said, out of rap, have had some way, shape, or form their foot into metal.
Yeah.
Even up in the Prince George scene, like you said, how you played bass for 4 different bands.
Yeah.
It's so baffling because, like, in the rap community, you wouldn't play for 4 different groups. I don't know how it is so much now. It seems to be a lot more welcoming now, but when I was really active in it, you wouldn't play in 4 different groups. You either played with us or you didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I really noticed how, like,
Sounds like a lot of juggling, though.
Yeah.
well, how welcoming it is in the metal scene. And you know what I mean? Like, y'all can literally have your bassist not show up, but he's like, I know your song,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
People don't understand that. Like, people, like, the layman is freaking scared of the metalhead, whatever. But the metal community is like the nicest, most loving community ever, man.
I feel like with the metal community, it's this weird paradox. It's like two things at once. It's like, because like you look up the subgenres of metal and it just goes on forever. There's baby metal, there's doom, Euro tech doom, whatever. Like it just it's just ever black and slut, and it just it evolves so fast and so continuously. But then like there is a lot of like gatekeeping within that community as well, and I think it's a response to that because people want to be like, no, this is metal, right? Like, yeah, the fact that we get to play with like some metal bands coming up in the next month here, I'm ecstatic because when you can find a group of metal bands that's like, yeah, we'll play with a weird electronic duo, sure, like, you know, that's like and also it's like I had to come home to something I'm really familiar with. But yeah, I don't know. I think ultimately, like, the people in heavy metal, it's like that classic meme. Like you meet them and they're like the most warm people in the world, but then you hear their music and see their art, and it's all just like, you know, like, and that's part of that paradox that I was talking about too. Like,
the flying elbow a guy into the jaw in the mosh pit, but then pick him back up and make sure he's okay.
Yeah. So this I'm quite interested with this question. Now I ask every artist this question, no matter what. If you could work with any artist of any genre, dead or alive, who would it be?
Okay. Let me think about this just 1 second.
That's a fucking hard one, dude.
That's why I like this question.
Yeah,
that's a really hard one.
I don't know. I've always thought if you were to ask me who I'd go see live, dead or alive, like, that's an easy one for me. But for working with, I'm gonna say something really basic here. And like, I've been playing music for close to 30 years. I've always just wanted the experience of being produced. All of my records that I've made, I have like too many to count at this point, but I've made them all with the guys that are in the band or whatever. Yeah. But I've never had somebody from outside being like, hey,
try this,
or like, this part isn't working, come back with something else. Or, you know, like I really respect just like, I think with the indie scene the way it is, like, people being like the DIY scene, like everyone expected to kind of like do their own shit from home on the computer and stuff. I feel like that's almost like a dying art form, or it's almost like this upper echelon. So I would love to work with the producer.
John McIntyre from Tortoise is a producer.
Yeah, I'm not fussy on the producer. I mean, like, I wouldn't want Rick Rubin because he just seems like kind of a lazy hippie. Like, I'd want somebody to be like a kind of a dickhead.
Ross Robinson.
Yeah, that's my answer. Ross Robinson. Like the guy who did all his Slipknot and Korn albums.
Okay.
Ross Robinson. He's in the 90s, like on meth. I wanted that. That's like just he used to like throw stuff at them.
He threw a pot of plant at Joey Jordison's.
Yeah,
like
and like wasn't it his idea at the end of that last Slipknot song on the first record? Didn't he put out the bucket for Corey Taylor to puke in?
I don't know if that was his idea, but you're thinking Chris Fenn when they inducted Chris Fenn, the fucking hazing, they made him watch something along the lines of Two Girls, One Cup. He was
Holy fuck.
You're like, pretend it's chocolate, dude. Just pretend it's pudding. That's what he says. Pretend it's pudding, dude. That's fucking gnarly.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Ross Robinson. Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
We're going to take a complete left turn on this one. Your guys' so your sound is really your sound's really unique, guys. How would you guys describe your sound?
In all, I do like most of the promo, and I just put 3 words together that I think kind of fits. And it's more about what we're doing live, because like the recorded stuff that you're probably familiar with or somewhat familiar with doesn't quite do it justice. But I say we're heavy psychedelic electronica. I don't know. That's the best I can come up with. It's
somewhere between space rock and 80s horror movie.
Yeah,
I've a little more metal.
Somebody asked us once. It was like, "What's your biggest like influence?" And like more than music, we do geek out about music a lot together. But I'd say even more so, we geek off a lot about
80s sci-fi.
Yeah, like horror and sci-fi movies. Like it's just like, yeah, that stuff really, like we both are well versed in that genre, and that's the vibe I think we're going for.
So like with that being said, like if you could have your music, if you could go anywhere with your music, where would you guys want to go with it? Like if the top was the limit for you guys, what like
artistically, I mean, I really would love to do stuff with film. Like we
scoring.
Yeah, we got to do the score for our friends independent animation, which was awesome. That was a first for both of us. There's another one of our friend that's doing an indie film that I think he might actually act in, but it's like a
yeah, we can't talk about it.
Oh, okay, I'm not talk about it.
It's a short horror film.
A short horror film to make local
independent. It was supposed to be this past summer though. We filmed it, but it got pushed for another year. So we're hoping it's still in the works.
But yeah, if like,
but we're gonna write some music for it.
Like I love playing live, but like the road dogs that have to do it 250 days a year, like I'm not interested in doing that. But if you got the chance to work on like a proper film and make the score and maybe even like the Foley, like the sound effects for it, I think that'd be a cool artistic expression.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, if you could make a little bit of cheddar off of that, that'd be cool.
Foley would be like a fucking dream job for me.
Yeah.
Foley. That would be.
That's like when you like
start watching cartoons and stuff. Like
yeah, like feet in snow or whatever. Like if you want to be. Yeah. We're actually talking about potentially doing something that's completely like audio based, like
the radio play thing.
Yeah, like we haven't.
It hashed out details.
Yeah,
it's been hazy discussions about what if we did this or what if we did that or
yeah. There's kind of like 2 lineages of the band. There's like, it's almost like we have 2 children or something stupid like that. One is like what we do live, which we don't focus on while we're recording. And then the other is like recording. And that's like when we can't come up with stupid shit, like making a telephone number as an album and a whole.
You remember the number?
Yeah. I'll
remember the number.
Oh yeah. Wait, I got to look it up. Anyways. While I'm looking it up, you can shoot the next question.
So do you guys have any hobbies or passions outside of music?
I play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons.
Sorry, you go ahead.
No, go ahead, man.
I I'm kind of like a total loser. I don't like. I love at the end of the night. I love watching like a movie or something, like a horror movie or something like
But,
that.
but music in all aspects is your
Yeah,
passion. Like this guy fucking spends all of his time putting together shows for other bands, not even for us. Like just promoting, making, creating shows and stuff. And
yeah. I'm always in like at least two bands.
Jesus.
Um, yeah. It's just like it's ever since I was like my first show was like when I was like uh 13th birthday on my parents' deck, and it's
Okay.
just like yeah. If I'm not hanging out with my family or working, I'm usually doing something with music. It's not always like writing music. Sometimes it's like you said, like helping other bands get booked at a venue or whatever. But it's just like it takes up my entire brain pretty much.
yeah, but you
Eats
got your
your
fingers deep in
brain.
the scene all over British
Yeah.
Columbia, which is great.
So, what's the earliest musical memory that you guys have?
Kind of like playing music.
Earliest musical memory period, whether it was, you just remembering dancing with your mom back in the day, or
Yeah, it was CCR. My mom used to wear this it was this dumpy green dress that she could just like while she was cleaning, she could get fucking stains on it and shit. And she would just like break into dance while doing housework and shit. And I think I remember dancing with my mom when I was like probably 3 or 4 and just being like, this is fucking cool, you know?
For me, it'd be when we were kids. My dad used to do Pancake Sunday every Sunday, and we'd fucking make a bunch of pancakes, a huge stack of pancakes, and just crank the fucking tunes. And that's where, like, we went to the Yes albums and Gina Vanelli and all
Zappa.
that shit.
I
Yeah,
don't know
someone's
about you, but now I want pancakes.
I feel like pancakes, whenever I have pancakes, it's like I can't do anything else that day.
No.
It's game over for me. As soon as I like one pancake, I'll be like, okay, I'm going back to bed. Like,
You know what? The best time to eat a pancake is for Saturdays. Y'all eat your pancakes for Stovetop Saturdays. So I
hell
got
yeah.
one more quick question for you guys to finish it off.
Sure,
Uh,
man.
how do you guys feel the way that? How do you feel the way that social media? How do you feel social media connects you to the listeners? Sorry.
Oh, good.
We've been up and down on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's it's like Pandora's box, man. Like it's like
Like, it's good for promoting shows.
not even really anymore because people just like they're busy getting their dopamine fix to stop and like
Yeah,
look at
to make a calendar.
yeah and be like, oh, I'm going to that for sure. But
like we were talking about Facebook events, making an event on Facebook, and like how that can actually be detrimental because people are say they're going or they're interested or whatever the fuck, but some other people will look at that and they'll see the numbers of people going and be like, well, not many people are going.
nobody even responds to that.
So like I don't know if it's a hindrance.
I was having a discussion with a friend of mine about like back in the day when we started bands and stuff. And it was so weird because like when I was a kid, like I grew up, like started playing music in the late 90s into the 2000s, like new metal, all that. And it was so weird. Like back then, you'd be like, we're going to be famous. And then you'd sit in your garage and you'd just like practice. And you never even knew how to book a show or a tour or make an album. Like it was just like, one day we'll get to play these songs, and you just, but you were sure you were going to be the next Nirvana or whatever, right? And then nowadays, it's cool seeing like the younger generation because like I feel like there's actually like this kind of like thing that they can follow, and there's like they can like, oh, there's like a festival in this town that we could apply to, and oh, look, there's a cool band that's kind of like us from this town. Like, let's reach out, and there's lots more community.
And the internet helps for that because it makes like there's easy ways to apply for stuff like that.
Absolutely, yeah. And I feel like the kids nowadays, you ask them like, oh, do you know, they don't care about becoming rock stars or anything. They just want to like open for that cool regional band or get on that like festival or whatever. They're not, their heads aren't up their own egos. They're just like working. And I feel like that's a good part for social media because it kind of like brings it down to like you can kind of see how this all works if you just like do enough research and pay enough attention. But like the system that like made your Nirvanas and your Metallicas and that's all gone now. Like
there's no real A&R and labels anymore. Really, like nobody's seeking out.
Yeah, and like you look at like I remember looking at the poster for Coachella back when I was a kid and being like, "Whoa!" Like just mind blowing. And now you look at it and it's just like a bunch of like pop bands that no one's ever heard of, and it's like I'm like in the know, like, and I'll look these bands up, and it's always just like it's pablum. Like there's nothing. Like but that's like so many of those festivals, or like even metal festivals. It's like why is Iron Maiden still like headlining like a festival? Like there should be gives a shit. Well, it's no, but people still do, but they haven't moved on. Like there should be a bigger band from this generation heading that. You know what I mean? Like, anyways, I'm babbling, but it's social media is cool because you can actually build something. But I think like what it does to people's actual brains is horrible. Like I would love to do an experiment over a year and see if you could promote a band and get shows and all that without social media. Just see what it would be like.
I don't know, because postering doesn't do shit anymore. Nobody looks at that, right? Like
I don't know. I'd be willing to try it, but anyways, we're probably over time and all that.
Well, on that note, guys, we're gonna shut this episode down. We're gonna leave another snippet of these guys' music, so you guys know what we're talking about. As you know, if you guys are regular viewers, all of their links and stuff will be in the description of the episode. All their music, social medias, everything and anything they want out there. I'll put out there for you guys. I can't talk anymore, so we're gonna leave it at that.